Well, first, everybody, man, I want to say thank you guys for a crazy night last night. I have more to say about this, and I'm going to get to it. The Rock went heel last night, essentially aligning himself with Roman Reigns against Cody Rhodes, this complete 180 from what we saw the other day. How much of this was what they had planned? How much of this was a departure from what they had planned based on reaction? I don't know, but it was well executed, and we talked about it a lot last night. Even CM Punk on commentary was amazing. Like, everything from the beginning to the end of this felt valuable and fun and exciting for whatever reason. Probably because it's WrestleMania and WWE, but I'm not some shill just saying WWE killed it or whatever else, because I haven't been like that recently, and this was one of the best things they've done in a while for so many different reasons. And I mentioned last night that they should definitely have Rikishi attempt to run Cody Rhodes over with a car. It's got to happen. Please make it happen. I said it the other night, and now I'm seeing people on Twitter, but I'm like, please do it. It's going to be so great. He misses. And it would be great if Rikishi missed and then crashed the car and then got out of the car and he said, I tried to do it for The Rock. And they cut away. I don't know. It's so cheesy and stupid probably, but I find there's so much you can do with a lot of this. Where are we going from here? There's a lot of places, but the buzz hasn't died down. And I mean, we streamed until 7 or 8 a.m. this morning, even after I had to go to bed. So it's pretty crazy. Somebody funny enough tweeted out, oh, they've got everyone distracted from the lawsuit. Now they're acting like they listen to the fans. Yeah, okay. I mean, listen, they better distract from everything. They better be the most entertaining thing they can be. The fact that they are distracting from all that is really good news for them because it's working. People are into this. You know, what does everybody want to be into? Some awful allegations and some terrible stuff with a person that many people really looked up to that created WWE and, the way it is now. Like, no, bro, nobody wants to think about that terrible stuff. But there's so much good stuff going on right now as far as the WWE and what's going to happen tonight on SmackDown. That's a big part of it. What happens on SmackDown tonight? Seth Rollins has a bad knee. He's got damage to the knee, but he could still be involved in this, and they're really inserting him into this to make it a point that he's part of this whole thing. So Seth Rollins, my question is to you guys, what do you want to see out of this? Do you want to see a 4-way, a tag match, a 3 triple threat? Do you want to see just Roman and Cody? That's what today Triple H is saying that they're doing, and that's it. But what will they do beyond that? I don't know. Ryback thinks that The Rock is going to fire Triple H. I mean, that's funny because now that's actually playing into this whole situation. It's like now, will The Rock fire Triple H? And now there's animosity in the back with Triple H and The Rock, which is crazy. So they're playing into that whole thing. So I wouldn't think that would happen because I think that they've always gotten along recently for a while now. And then CM Punk, man, when CM Punk said, Cody should punch The Rock in the face, and then The Rock was kind of staring at him or yelling at him or said something about cutting his mic or something, it seemed like The Rock could hear everything CM Punk was saying. So I just, there was so much realism to this. It felt really good. Now, there was one downside for the reporters who went out there to see this. Apparently, a lot of the reporters, WWE made it sound like, hey, come on in, all you news people and reporters, and you're going to be a big part of it. So it sounded like it was going to be this almost huge Q&A, question and answer. What the hell is that? This huge question and answer type of thing with the press. And so I even thought that, and I was like, man, it'd be nice to be down there in front of this big chaotic scene and be a part of it. But all the press, I guess, that went down there, none of them were allowed to interview anybody. So there was even people that flew there for this particular reason for press or were hired by wrestling news companies to go there to get scoops, to ask questions, and to do things like that. And they weren't allowed to do anything. And there was no press to be done. That was it. We're putting on this show in front of the stage. You can witness it here or at home. It doesn't matter. And there was no bonus to being there and doing that. So that kind of a downer for the journalists and people that went there thinking they were going to get maybe something extra. They didn't. So that was a little bit, that must have been a downer for them. So I feel bad for those guys, who did that. They seemingly got a 180 pulled on them, or a lot of them were shocked. I talked to several people who went there for the reason of reporting and access to the wrestlers and the promotion of WrestleMania and maybe some behind the scenes stuff and whatever else. And apparently none of them got in or got an interview with anybody, and there was no press. I mean, what you saw was the interview and was what they got to do. That was it. That's all they got. So, yeah, I could see if people were upset about that. And that's a bummer for them, man. I do feel bad for them. I was looking for any other news I could today, and there's just so much stuff going on. A lot of people think it's either a tag match or The Rock is going to cost Cody the win at WrestleMania. Either way, this guy Glenn on Twitter, he writes, last week was a huge waste of time. Well, let's hope going forward that SmackDown and Raw get a little bit better. I mean, they haven't really given that to us yet. And obviously delaying to get to this is what they did Monday night. That's why they did Shinsuke Nakamura. So they could sort of derail from what's going on, which is what we were mad about. We were like, what the hell is they doing? Well, what they were doing was delaying so they could get to this press conference to start the story they really wanted to start. And that's what they did. And that's why we were all frustrated with, oh, he's wrestling Shinsuke Nakamura again. Well, they had to do that as a divergence from what was going on so they could get that in so they could get to this press conference. So hopefully tonight, starting tonight on SmackDown and then Monday night next week, we'll have a more clear picture of the road that's going on. We'll find out, though, if that's true or not. But I also want to say thank you so much, man, to everybody last night. It was crazy. The amount of support was wild last night during the stream that we did. It was unprecedented stuff. It was one of the top 20 shows ever as far as support. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. I mean, people begged me to leave the show on last night, and I'm sure it was not always the best quality with different people coming in and different people doing this, that, and the other thing. I think Garguts took over at the end. But people wanted the show to stay on, so I left it on and went to sleep like I would have. Otherwise, I would have ended the show. So people were still donating even this morning when I was asleep, apparently. So I want to thank everybody who supported the show last night. It was nuts, crazy. If anybody has problems, questions, you can email me, joecronenshow@yahoo.com, or Twitter @MetaWorldOnline. But Triple M, Randy Viper, Seabass the Beast last night, D. Welsh, Andrew was dropping bombs last night. Andrew was a beast last night. Thank you, Andrew. And Seabass, you really got to stop donating, Seabass. You're running out of that dough, right? Casey is Raw. Famous B is a legend in this community. Thank you to Casey is Raw. Thank you to Andrew. Matt Cologne. I got everybody else. Joshua, Mastro's World, Blair Eliason, Alex Oli, Allison Tuckwab, Cool Life, Jennifer Muppet Baby, Chief Wahoo, Louis Urdaneta, and there were so many others. If I missed you, it's because my list isn't updated, so I'm off the top of my heading this. But so many people were stopping by. Mirov stopped by the other night, and so just thank you guys for going that crazy and making that stream absolutely insane. Please leave your comments, questions, opinions, reactions, or anything down below. I'm going to read them all and possibly do a video on them. Plus, I will be live if I can tonight. I'm on 3 hours of sleep, but I'll be live if I can, God damn it, tonight for WWE SmackDown with what's going on going forward. If you want to support the show, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, or leave, which you get tons of bonus content if you do that. But if you want, leave me a super thanks down below. I will pin the top super thanks to this video. But certainly, if you can't do anything else, leave a like, and I will see you tonight for whatever is going to happen on SmackDown. I'll see you later. Keep watching the channel, and if you missed last night's stream, go watch it, because there's a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of nasty in there from last night.